Welcome back to WION World is One. You're watching Speed News with me, Vidul Kathuria. Let's get started. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to chair a cabinet committee on security as investigations continue into the blast near Delhi's Red Fort. Home Minister Amit Shah has formally handed over the case from the Delhi police to the National Investigation Agency, instructing them to submit a detailed report as soon as possible. Investigators at Delhi's Red Fort blast site have reportedly recovered 2 live cartridges and samples of 2 types of explosives, including ammonium nitrate. The items have been sent to a forensic science laboratory for detailed analysis. India has strongly rejected allegations by Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif that New Delhi was behind the Islamabad suicide bombing that killed 12 people, calling the claims a desperate diversionary tactic by Pakistan. Leaders of Pakistani Taliban Offshoots, Jamaat-ul-Ahrar and Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan have denied any involvement in Tuesday's suicide bombing in Islamabad. Senior Jamaat-ul-Ahrar commander and TTP spokesperson issued separate statements rejecting claims linking their groups to the attack. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres has condemned the suicide bombing in Pakistan's capital, calling it an act of violence and terrorism. UN Deputy Spokesperson said Guterres is deeply saddened by the attack, offering condolences to the victims' families and wishing a full recovery to the injured. He urged that all perpetrators be held accountable and called for a thorough investigation. Palestinians are seen inspecting burning trucks after a reported attack by Israeli settlers in the village of Beit-Lid, east of Tulkarem in the northern occupied West Bank. Israeli police say 4 suspects have been arrested following the violent incident, which took place in and around Beit-Lid. The attack adds to growing tensions across the occupied West Bank amid ongoing violence between settlers and Palestinians. French President Emmanuel Macron has issued a strong warning regarding Israel's potential plans to annex parts of the West Bank, calling it a red line. Macron emphasized that such actions would prompt a significant European response, underlining the international concern over the future of the region. Russian President Vladimir Putin meets Kazakh President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev at the Kremlin during Tokayev's 2-day official visit to Russia. The leaders are set to discuss gas projects and the impact of US sanctions on Russian oil companies. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov also said Putin is keen to hear about Tokayev's recent talks in Washington with the US President Donald Trump and other Central Asian leaders. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a surprise visit to the southern city of Kherson to mark the third anniversary of Russia's withdrawal. Speaking to troops and residents, Zelensky said Ukraine is preparing measures to strengthen Kherson's security and that unmanned systems forces, along with other units, will boost the city's defense capabilities. At a Veterans Day ceremony in Arlington National Cemetery, President Donald Trump has claimed victory over Democrats in the nation's longest ever government shutdown. He noted that several Democratic senators broke ranks to vote with Republicans for a compromise deal aimed at ending the congressional standoff. Spotting Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson in the audience, Trump congratulated him, calling it a very big victory. UK Culture Minister Lisa Nandy has said that BBC must work hard to rebuild public trust after a Panorama documentary was accused of misleading viewers by editing a speech by US President Donald Trump. She called the concerns serious but warned there's a difference between raising legitimate issues and launching a sustained attack on the broadcaster itself. Her comments follow BBC Director General's call for staff to fight for journalism. This comes after Trump threatened to sue the BBC for $1 billion. A leaked internal memo reportedly revealed the program spliced part of Trump's January 6th speech in 2021, making it appear he encouraged the Capitol riot. Venezuela's armed forces have launched a new phase of military exercises called the Superior Phase of Independence Plan 200, amid rising tensions with the United States. The drills involve multiple operations across states, including La Guaira, Amazonas, Bolivar, Caracas, among others, aimed at demonstrating readiness to confront imperial threats. Tensions have escalated after the US carried out more than a dozen strikes on vessels near Venezuela since September, claiming without public evidence that the boats were carrying drugs. Colombian President Gustavo Petro has announced a pause in all US intelligence exchanges following Washington's missile strike on multiple vessels allegedly involving drug trafficking, which have killed at least 76 people. Petro said on X that an order has been issued to suspend communications and cooperation with US security agencies at all levels of Colombia's public security intelligence services. He added the suspension will remain in effect as long as the attacks on the boats continue. UN humanitarian chief Tom Fletcher met with Sudan's army chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan in Port Sudan to ensure life-saving aid reaches all parts of the war-torn country. Fletcher has described the discussions as constructive, emphasizing the goal of continuing operations across Sudan in a neutral, independent, and impartial manner to assist those in desperate need of international support. Iraq's Electoral Commission has said that more than 55% of eligible voters turned out for the general election, an unexpectedly high figure. Based on results from most polling stations, the Commission reported that over 12 million of more than 21 million eligible Iraqis cast their ballots. The turnout marks a significant increase from the record low of just 41% recorded in the 2021 elections. In Baghdad's Sadr city, supporters of Shiite cleric Muqtada Sadr are spending a quiet day as Iraqis head to the polls for a new parliament. Following Sadr's orders, his followers are boycotting the election and staying home with family. The boycott highlights the continuing influence Sadr wields over his supporters in Iraq's complex political landscape. Part of a recently opened bridge has collapsed in China's southwestern Sichuan province along a national highway connecting the country's heartland with Tibet. Local authorities reported no casualties from the incident. Social media footage showed a section of the bridge giving way, highlighting concerns over infrastructure safety in the region. Investigations are expected to determine the cause of the collapse. A year-long British investigation has led to the world's largest confirmed cryptocurrency seizure, more than 61,000 Bitcoin. The case centers on Zimin Qian, a Chinese woman convicted in London of masterminding a multi-billion-dollar Bitcoin fraud. She has been sentenced to more than 11 years in prison. Speaking after the verdict, the Metropolitan Police's head of economic and cybercrime said the outcome sends a clear message that criminal assets are not safe in the UK. Top diplomats from the Group of Seven are gathering in southern Ontario as tensions rise between the US and its traditional allies over defense spending, trade, and uncertainty surrounding President Donald Trump's Gaza ceasefire plan and efforts to end the war in Ukraine. Canadian Foreign Minister Anita Anand says cooperation must continue across a range of issues despite trade pressures. She prepares to host US Secretary of State Marco Rubio and counterparts from Britain, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan. Formation of a new Dutch government hits a roadblock as mediator Wouter Koolmees fails to secure a majority coalition. 2 weeks after centrist Rob Jetten's D66 party claimed victory in the election, he faces the difficult challenge of uniting parties in the deeply fragmented 150-seat parliament. Ethiopia has been confirmed as the host of the United Nations COP32 climate summit in 2027 after receiving backing from the Africa Group of Negotiators. Speaking at the climate talks plenary in Belem, Ethiopian ambassador to Brazil emphasized his country's readiness to welcome delegates. The announcement highlights Africa's growing role in global climate discussions as nations prepare to address urgent environmental challenges at the next major UN summit. Tens of thousands took part in Warsaw's annual Independence Day March organized by far-right groups. Participants carried Polish flags, anti-immigration banners, and some set off red flares. The Warsaw Security Center estimated around 100,000 attended the march, describing the event as one of the most peaceful in recent years. Demonstrators chanted slogans such as "Not even one immigrant more," while banners called for deportations. Poland's President Karol Nawrocki briefly joined the march. The event highlights ongoing tensions between the country's nationalist right and its liberal center. Angola marked the 50th anniversary of its independence from Portugal with celebrations at Republic Square in Luanda. A military parade featuring soldiers, marching bands, and tanks took place before President João Lourenço addressed the nation. Lourenço reflected on the country's difficult journey over the past 5 decades, including political struggles during the Cold War and the fight against Portuguese colonial rule. He also acknowledged that Angola continues to face enormous and highly complex challenges. Panama authorities have seized 13.5 tons of drugs over the weekend after intercepting a vessel in Pacific waters bound for Central America and Mexico. The operation, part of Plan Firmeza targeting international maritime drug trafficking, took place when authorities discovered an unspecified quantity of drugs being transported on a tugboat. Officials described the seizure as a major blow to organized smuggling networks in the region. A Sarmiento line train has derailed in Buenos Aires, injuring at least 19 people and disrupting services for several hours. Passengers were evacuated from the train and 9 of the injured were taken to hospital. City firefighters have responded with 2 standard units, a special rescue team, a command post, and a medical unit as a precaution. Residents of Delhi NCR woke up to hazardous air as the air quality index in the capital soared to a worrying 413. This is according to the Central Pollution Control Board. In response, the Delhi government has activated Stage 3 of its Graded Response Action Plan. Following the move, the Directorate of Education has instructed all schools in the region to switch to hybrid classes for students up to Class 5 as authorities work to limit exposure to the worsening pollution. Indiana has recorded its first measurable snowfall of the season, even though winter hasn't officially begun. According to the National Weather Service, between Sunday night and Monday, the capital of Indianapolis saw around 1.8 inches of snow. The early snowstorm caused disruptions on the road, with the Indiana State Police reporting 134 crashes, including 18 that resulted in injuries. Google will invest $6.41 billion in Germany in the coming years in a push to expand its infrastructure and data center capacity in Europe's largest economy. The plan includes a new data center close to Frankfurt, as well as the expansion of the US company's site in the city of Hanau and also in the central German state of Hesse. Marianne Yannick, Vice President for Google Cloud Northern Europe, told Reuters that the investment to be made in the 2026 to 2029 period would involve 100 people working close to Frankfurt and Hanau. German police have detained a Polish-German citizen accused of running a site on the dark web that agitated for the murder of prominent politicians. Prosecutors said the suspect, named only as Martin S., in accordance with Germany privacy laws, had solicited donations of cryptocurrency with which to pay for successful hits on people to whom he had given death sentences. Authorities did not name any of the politicians or public figures he had targeted. Meanwhile, Spiegel News magazine reported that former chancellors Angela Merkel and Olaf Scholz, as well as other former federal ministers, were on the list. According to a report by the Financial Times, Meta's chief artificial intelligence scientist Yann LeCun is planning to leave the social media company to set up his own startup. The report further says that LeCun is in early talks to raise funds for a new venture. Earlier, he had worked as a Silver Professor of Data Science, Computer Science, Neural Science, and Electrical and Computer Engineering at New York University. Asian markets opened mixed on Wednesday as investors monitored SoftBank's $5.83 billion sale of its entire Nvidia stake and rotation out of tech into value stocks. Japan's Nikkei 225 rose 0.26% and South Korea's Kospi was up nearly 0.5%. Australia's S&P ASX 200 rose 0.3%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index added a little over 0.8%. China's CSI 300 index remained flat. Overnight in the US, the Dow climbed to a record close at 47,926.96. The S&P 500 rose 0.21%, while the tech stock heavy Nasdaq slipped 0.25% as tech stocks weakened amid AI valuation concerns. Gold prices edged higher on Wednesday, trading around $4,130 an ounce as soft US jobs data raised expectations for Fed rate cuts. Data from ADP showed private sector jobs fell by an average of 11,250 per week in the 4 weeks ended on October 25th. The weak employment print supported non-yielding assets like gold, while investors also monitored the pending resolution of the US government shutdown. Market participants remained cautious, balancing hopes of lower interest rates with broader economic uncertainty. Sports now. Football superstar Cristiano Ronaldo has confirmed the 2026 FIFA World Cup will be his last. The 40-year-old also said he would retire from football in 1 or 2 years. Next year's World Cup will take place in Canada, US, and Mexico from June 11th. It will be Ronaldo's 6th World Cup. During his 22-year international career, Ronaldo has helped Portugal win the European Championship in 2016 as well as the Nations League twice, but he has never won football's biggest prize. Portugal are yet to qualify for next year's tournament, but will secure their spot if they beat the Republic of Ireland on Thursday. Renowned Iranian actor Homayoun Ershadi has passed away at the age of 78 following a battle with cancer. Iran's state news agency confirmed the death. Ershadi gained international acclaim for his powerful performance in Abbas Kiarostami's 1997 Palme d'Or winning drama Taste of Cherry. He became widely known to Western audiences for his role as Baba in the 2007 adaptation of the novel The Kite Runner. Sally Kirkland, the Golden Globe-winning actor celebrated for her performances on stage, screen and television, has died at the age of 84. A representative confirmed she passed away in Palm Springs, California. Kirkland's career spanned decades and genres, but she is best remembered for her lead role in the 1987 independent film Anna, for which she earned a Best Actress Oscar nomination and won the Golden Globe. That's it on this edition of Speed News. News and updates will continue on the other side of the short break. Keep watching WION for this one.